15-Minute Mondays, your kickstart to week high-energy 15-minute episode on the Success Blueprint. I'm your host, Daniel Greg Johnson. Let's get right into it. Hello tribe, welcome back on the Success Blueprint. It is 15-Minute Monday time, your high energy episode to get through the week. As mentioned, many have said they would like to hear a couple of more topics on business again. And I've started with a team series that is about team dysfunctions. If you're interested in some team backgrounds, team dysfunctions, the 5 team dysfunctions, and then also Teams Unleashed. Very good literature if you are in charge of teams and you want to learn a bit more, dig a bit deeper. But I have put a couple of episodes together that talk about team dysfunctions and gave it my own spin. So if you want to know more about it, the previous 2 episodes have been about teams as well. And this one will also focus on teams again. And we want to do it quick and easy so that you can listen to it on the way to gym, in the car, when you're driving, in between, and don't have to give too much of your time of the day. But thank you for being here, and let's not waste time, get right into it. And we talk about how the fear of conflict is destroying your team's potential and how to fix it. Trust me, this is not only a team thing. Fear of conflict, fear of difficult conversations is something that comes up and shows up very often in my coaching sessions with clients, no matter how high in the echelon, even, normal people in their day-to-day life, people like you and me, they struggle with this as well. I struggle with it sometimes. The fear of conflict is real. The fear of having difficult conversations is real. And that all has history behind it. There's obviously many episodes you could make about this. But today we're talking team specific. So let's look a bit deeper. And what if I told you that avoiding conflict is one of the most destructive habits a team can have? Trust me, this is reality. It sounds counterintuitive, but the fear of conflict doesn't preserve harmony. It kills trust, innovation, and progress. In a couple of minutes, I will show you why your team's fear of conflict is holding you back and give you the tools to embrace healthy, productive disagreements. What's the hidden cost of avoiding conflict? It's very simple. Picture this. Your team meetings are polite, everyone nods in agreement, and there's never an argument. It might seem like a dream, but it's actually a nightmare. And not that it is always like that, but you know how it goes when there's nothing said and meetings go too smooth, no one says anything, everyone just looks at each other, then you know that there's something happening. Beneath the surface, unresolved issues are building up, creativity is stifled, and team members are silently frustrated. And I can tell you, if you think about your partnership, your relationship, your marriage, you find that there as well. And then all of a sudden the bubble bursts, no more pink, and everything turns dark, cloudy. And we can avoid that by just not shying away from difficult conversations and conflict. Fear of conflict is one of the most underestimated dysfunctions in teams. When teams avoid disagreement, they avoid growth. It's as simple as that. Without conflict, bad ideas go unchallenged, problems remain unresolved, and the team becomes stuck in mediocrity. Today, I want to dive with you into why fear of conflict damages teams in ways you might not realize, how to distinguish between destructive and constructive conflict, and I will give you a 5-step roadmap to foster healthy, meaningful debates that drive success. And if you've ever felt like your team is avoiding the tough conversations, well, then this episode is for you. And if you feel that you might do that in your personal life as well, this episode is also for you. What's the deeper meaning? Why conflict is critical to team success? Well, conflict isn't the enemy. It's the foundation of trust, collaboration, and progress. In the best teams, conflict is seen as an opportunity to refine ideas, challenge assumptions, and uncover better solutions. And the problem arises when fear of conflict leads to avoidance. Instead of confronting issues head on, teams start to bury them. They brush them under the carpet, and there it stays until it bottles up and the drama becomes bigger and bigger. But here's the thing. Avoiding conflict doesn't eliminate it. It only ensures it will resurface later, often in more damaging ways. I worked with a team that prided itself in being nice. Everyone avoided confrontation, but beneath the surface, resentment was building. Projects stalled because no one spoke up when they disagreed. Finally, during a workshop, one brave team member voiced their frustrations. That one moment of honesty opened the floodgates and the team began having the tough conversations they had avoided for years. And what's the result? Stronger trust, better collaboration, and breakthrough results. It's never too late to start with this. Conflict, when handled well, isn't a threat, it's a superpower for your team. What is the cost of conflict avoidance? Well, when teams fear conflict, the consequences are profound and far-reaching. Number one, unspoken resentment. Team members bottle up frustration, which eventually boils over into passive-aggressive behavior or outright disengagement. Number two, stifled innovation. Great ideas often emerge from disagreements. Without conflict, creativity is replaced by conformity. That discussion where not everyone agrees and someone is the devil's advocate or someone is disruptive, that's when you get the best ideas. That is when you really start being curious, when you start turning something up and down, looking at the flip side. That's when innovation grows. Number three, poor decision making. Fear of conflict leads to groupthink, where dissenting opinions are suppressed and flawed decisions go unchallenged. Number four, lack of trust. Teams that avoid conflict don't build trust. Real trust is forged through honest, vulnerable conversations. If you want to know more about that, the previous episodes addresses the team dysfunction of trust. Conflict avoidance might feel safe in the short term, but in the long term, it's a recipe for dysfunction. So what can we learn? What is the art of healthy conflict? Healthy conflict isn't about fighting. It's about debating, questioning, and challenging with respect and openness. It's the willingness to say, I don't agree, and here's why. Knowing it will lead to better outcomes, and the best teams know how to separate ideas from individuals, view disagreements as opportunities and not threats, and resolve issues constructively without personal attacks. It doesn't have to be personal. It's not about the person. It's about the concept or the idea, and maybe there's a better view or a better solution to solve an issue or a challenge. Healthy conflict is a skill, and like any skill, it can be learned. Let me give you a 5-step conflict fix for your team. Number one, set the tone of psychological safety. Teams need to feel safe before they can engage in healthy conflict. If they fear judgment or retaliation, they'll stay silent. That's a guarantee. Encourage open dialogue by validating differing perspectives. Lead by example. Share your own disagreements respectfully. And how do you put that in action? Start meetings with a reminder that disagreement is not only acceptable, but encouraged as part of finding the best solution. Number two, redefine conflict as a positive force. Many people view conflict as inherently negative. You have to shift this perception by reframing conflict as a tool for growth. Teach your team the difference between constructive and destructive conflict. Emphasize that disagreement is about improving ideas, not attacking individuals. And how do you action that? Share a success story where healthy conflict led to a breakthrough, decision, or innovation. Number three, establish ground rules for conflict. To prevent destructive conflict, set clear boundaries for how disagreements will be handled. Rules might include things like attack the idea, not the person. Listen to understand before responding. And focus on solutions, not on blame. How do you action that? Work with your team to co-create a conflict charter that outlines acceptable behaviors during disagreements. That's as simple as it gets. Number four, encourage diverse perspectives. Conflict thrives in diversity. Teams with a mix of perspectives are more likely to engage in meaningful debates. Actively seek out opinions from quieter team members or those with different viewpoints. Use tools like brainstorming or anonymous input to surface ideas that might not be shared openly. And how do you action that? During discussions, make it a point to ask, does anyone see this differently? Number five, debrief and reflect after conflicts. After conflict occurs, take time to debrief as a team. This reinforces the idea that conflict is a normal and valuable part of teamwork. Reflect on what went well and what could be improved. Celebrate the outcomes of healthy conflict, whether it's a stronger idea, a better decision, or closer relationships. And how do you action that? At the end of meetings, ask, what disagreements did we handle well today? And what can we do better next time? Adopt the coaching mindset. It will help you a lot along the way. And what's the payoff? Well, the transformation that awaits for you once you've integrated that into your team. I want you to imagine for a second leading a team where disagreements spark creativity instead of frustration. Challenges are addressed head on with respect and trust. Honest conversations lead to stronger relationships and better outcomes. When teams embrace conflict as a tool for growth, they unlock their full potential. That's as simple as it gets. It's a foolproof solution. Use this and you will see how your team will transform. Fear is replaced by trust, innovation flourishes, and results follow. So what's your next step? What do you need to do? Conflict isn't a problem, it's an opportunity. This week, challenge your team to have one tough conversation they've been avoiding. Use the steps we discussed to create a safe, constructive space for dialogue. And you'll be amazed at the breakthrough that follows. And can I tell you something? If you want to use that for a difficult friendship that is maybe hanging in the balance, or in your relationship, your marriage, this will work as well. You can translate that into your normal life and it will help you have much better conversations and understand that conflict is not always a bad thing. If you need guidance with this, DM me on Instagram at MindWorks Coaching and I will help you to build a team that thrives on honest, productive conversations. And what's my call to action? Well, it's very simple. Don't let the fear of conflict hold your team back. And share this episode with a fellow leader and subscribe to the 15-Minute Monday so that you can hear when the next episode is coming for more strategies to transform your leadership. And let's create teams that embrace challenges and achieve extraordinary results. And that was it, quick and easy, your quick fix on the 15-Minute Monday. That was your host, Daniel Craig Johnson, with my promise I'll be back. Take care, tribe. Have a fantastic week.